you went to Rams camp as well, and the number of rookies that they have there. Was it weird for you to go to a spot that you're so familiar with and seeing a bunch of people you don't know walking around there already just 2 years out of the game? Andrew?
It is. It's crazy. 36 rookies in camp. I mean, unbelievable to how young they are. But also, you know what? At times it's fun because going to their first couple practices, I mean, it sounds like a high school practice, like how loud they are. Every time somebody makes a play, the whole entire DB group, all a bunch of youngsters are jumping all over the field. You'd think they just won a game, but if they break up a pass from Cooper Kupp or they knock down a Matthew Stafford long pass down the sideline to Tutu or Vance Johnson, it's like they throw a party, and so there's this infectious energy to being that young. That's also like cool for a team that's in a position where last year was bad days at work, right? I mean, it was a tough year for them. You get down on yourself, you get down on how you believe, but to have some of that young energy, I think, is a positive for them right now.
Okay, let's just jump right into it. What you're willing to share on the quarterback wide receiver combination that's there, starting with Kupp and his health and him pulling up with a hamstring, apparently on a red zone play last week in practice, and he's pretty much shut down. Is there any concern for him over there right now?
With Kupp, it's really how much was he going to play that much in the preseason anyways?
Okay.
But, probably for him, it's like getting healthy. And then, I mean, this guy, who he is, how he works, how diligent he is, I think he's going to be prepared no matter what. It's just let's make sure this hamstring's ready to go week one. And so I think that's their only focus is really getting him healthy, less about the reps. I mean, everyone's seen their relationship, Stafford and Kupp, and they meet every single morning, early in the morning before anybody gets to work, and they're always going to be on the same page. So I'm not too worried about that situation. What's going to come down to this team is really less about who's been there. It's going to be more about there's going to be a lot of young faces that are taking snaps, a lot of snaps this season. And so do I think that they're going to be better than they were last year? No doubt. It's going to be, can they kind of overcome some of those rookie, young football team mistakes, and are they going to cost them in games at the end? Because we all know how close the league is, and those little mistakes usually end up being what kills you in a game.
Sure, and obviously this does appear as if it's the payment of the credit card in many ways of the picks being effed, and now the picks are now in, and it's hopefully time for these guys who the picks have now become humans to perform.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, Rich, look at outside rusher. 2 years from the Super Bowl team, there's not a single guy from the practice squad, the roster, the draft, anything left on that football team that I played with. There's every single outside rusher is either a rookie or never played the position until this year. I mean, Michael Hoyt was a defensive tackle last year, and he's been moved to outside rusher. He is the only guy that's even from that roster. So it's pretty wild to see how much turnover there is at certain positions on that team.
And then the question about Matthew Stafford's health and what was last year. Was last year something that he truly needed to just be shut down, or he was shut down because it wasn't worth running the risk of making whatever he was overcoming worse? Does he have an idea like how long he wants to play? Is this a position in flux? Or is he just going to come back and just be the guy that we saw 2 years before? What can you tell us about his mindset coming into this season?
Yeah, I think this year he feels pretty good and is feeling back to normal, and he seems really competitive and locked in just from being around there. But I think people really don't understand because he is such a private guy and somebody who would never complain or even ever let you know when he's going through something. Last year was a really, really tough year. I mean, it's unfortunate he wasn't on the quarterback series that just came out, because it would have been crazy for people to see just how intense his arm issues and things that were bothering him. I mean, he's a private guy, but to not throw a football with your guys the entire offseason, basically, and then to get into camp and be like, hey, you can only throw so many balls a day and only so many times a week. To really have zero opportunities as a quarterback to throw passes to receivers and then walk into an NFL game and say, all right, I'm going to go out here and perform. One, that your arm is obviously not in a great place and how it's feeling, if that's the case. And then two, just having that ability to throw passes in practice and, work at your craft. I mean, that's what every quarterback does. You see him after practice constantly working on certain things. To not have that ability to do that, just the mental state he had to be in of struggling to like, hey, I want to go out here and perform. I want to live up to the expectations. But I mean, I'm just right now, I'm in a situation I can't, So I think that year starting how it did, losing so many linemen, him getting crushed, week after week, I think it really led to, hey, we got to make the smartest decision of what's best for his health and for him to keep being the quarterback for the Rams in future years. And so I think now he's ready. He's locked in. He's excited to turn things around, and I'm excited for him.
So he is focused and is good. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Obviously, he's focused, but he is as into playing in the National Football League as ever.
As I've been, just like when he first came to us. I mean, he seems like Matthew right now. And so it's good to see. He seems happy and content and ready to roll.
Okay. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.